Hello there, Perun is my name and knife review is the game. But not just any knife. This is my first review, and to pop the cherry I'm gonna review my new custom-made knife. This review is gonna be in three parts generally. First, the introduction, so I'm not gonna talk for too long. And second one will be a short chopping test in which you will see this puppy in action. After that, we're going to discuss some facts about this knife and do some comparisons with well, not similar blades, but blades that fall into category of choppers and large survival wilderness blades. So let's check out the chopping test in the woods. Cool. Okay, so we have seen what this puppy can do. Now, let's talk about some facts. Yes, of course, before the test itself, there was a picture of the knife with some statistics, but I'm going to repeat those just for good measure. So, this is a large wilderness survival blade. It is overall over 15 inches long. The blade itself is 10 inches long. It is very thick. It is 0.31 inch. So it's almost 1/3 of an inch, but not quite, but it's really almost. It is a really thick blade. It is also heavy. It is 900 grams. That is a lot. But then again, as you have seen how I used this knife, I used it almost as an axe. Now, for the chopping test you saw, I needed to use, well, extended force, shall I say, to test the blade of the knife. If I used it kind of like looking out for it, or like, I don't know, trying not to damage it too much, or try to damage it too much, it wouldn't be a good test. So this knife passed the test with flying colors. The steel from which it's made is a common steel. You'll find it just about anywhere. It is a 5160 spring steel, and like I said, it's fairly common everywhere. It has been hardened to 58 on Rockwell scale, so it's really, really hard, but it's also very tough, of course, due to its thickness. So far, I've used it only once, and not just on that wood that you just saw. In the same wood, I chopped another tree. That video I will upload another time. But from what I saw with this knife is just awesome. And now let's talk about some points of reference, and why should anyone really opt for a custom-made blade. First of all, this is not my first blade. I wish it was. But then again, maybe not. Why? Because then I wouldn't know just what is exactly that I need. Let me illustrate that for you. Before this blade, I bought Kershaw Cam 14 blade. So this is a very large blade. It is also a thick blade. It is 5 millimeters thick, but it is nowhere even close in thickness as Perun. This knife I named Perun after a patron Slavic deity. So the thickness difference is more than obvious. So what's wrong with Kershaw Cam 14? Well, nothing really, but there had been reports on YouTube and other sites, forums and stuff like that, about major failures with this blade. And when it chips, it doesn't chip a little, it chips a chunk. So I don't want to use this chopping wood like I did with Perun. So it's a bushwhacker. It's for clearing branches, it's for clearing tall grass and stuff like that. So it's basically a machete. I'm going to use this as a machete, not as a chopping knife. Now, before Kershaw, I bought another large blade. This one is really expensive. It is a name in its own right. Of course, it is a Falkneven A2, large survival/wilderness blade. This knife is excellent. I mean, it is truly elegant. It is very thick, and it has excellent steel. But the downside of this steel is that it tends to chip. If you miss even a little and hit the ground, you're gonna get chipped. It didn't chip on me, but there are numerous videos on YouTube, and like I said, on forums and other places, that will testify that it will chip if you hit the ground. It doesn't have to be intentional, it will chip. Other than that, this knife is really superb. But there is another drawback. Let me illustrate again. How about handle comparisons? Okay, wood against craton. All right, but that's not the main point. Perun has a larger handle. Now, I'm not the person or a guy that has large hands, as you can see, but you might as well notice that Falkneven fits nice into my hand. But when I chop, it's just inadequate. It's just somehow too small and it's too tiny. It is thick here, but the whole handle itself, it's just too tiny. It's like I'm holding a wee stick and not a real handle. That is not the case with Perun. This truly is a handle. I mean, you got a lot of going on around here in this handle. Of course, knife is full tang construction. This is IPE wood or Brazilian walnut, whichever you choose. And the main problem with the A2 is I'm afraid to use it with full force. Period. Now, that being said, I started looking for another blade, a blade that I will use regularly in wilderness for annihilating, chopping wood, for hacking wood, and I contacted this guy. His name is Karlo Ban. Yeah, he's here on YouTube. I'm gonna drop a link below the vids so you can find him. He's a custom knife maker, and we met up, and I brought him my own design, which was, well, minus the handle, similar to what you see. But then Karlo, his friend, and I drew another design and we came up with this. Now, some of you may say, oh man, this is really an ugly knife. Some of you may say, oh man, this is really a beauty. Some of you may be indifferent. But, you know, for me, this is everything that I wanted in a large blade. It has all the qualities I like. It is heavy, it is tough, it is thick, it has an excellent steel. Just because 5160 is a common steel doesn't mean it sucks. It means you need a good smith. This is a hand-forged knife. This was not carved out of a slab of steel and just, you know, grounded down. No, this has seen forging. And this gray part is a proof, a testimony to that. This is a rough part, left over from the forge. You can actually, perhaps maybe even see hammer strikes and the irregularity of the surface. This gray part is practically a trademark of Karlo Ban, and I really like it. It gives this knife something else. It gives it, I don't know, meaning, purpose. And for such an excellent blade, I had to give it a name. What else can I say about this knife? Well, I don't know. I really like it. I like it so much that I decided to make this presentation. And if you are a knife lover, and if you are a knife enthusiast, and if you are looking for a quality wilderness blade, I hope this video helps you in finding what you're seeking in your perfect knife. That being said, my friends, I'm off, and you have yourself a very good day.